Is
Hey. I ain't like that one. Somebody say, hey. Cause I've been trying to be practical. Let me take a sabbatical. Apparently what I'm saying too radical. And y'all can't stomach.
Hello and good evening, all you beautiful people that are doing beautiful things and having beautiful impact. We're here this evening. I am trying to get this live. There we go. I'm trying to share the live. Y'all already know what time it is. Let everybody know where we at. And I'm sharing this to the Albany Forward group. If you have not joined the Albany Forward group, please do, because it's where we post all the exciting, fun things that are going on in the city. And boom, there we go, Albany Forward. And we are, come on, live right now. Boom, share that in there. And of course, y'all know we're monetized on this platform. So if y'all send us some stars and things like that, and send us some money, we can keep creating some beautiful content for y'all. How you doing, Terrence?
Hey man, I'm good, man. I'm excited to be here, man. We ain't got but less than 3 weeks to go in this election, man. There's a lot of stuff going on, man. I'm excited though. I'm excited to see everyone's enthusiasm around the election. It does not matter who you're voting for. I'm just glad to see that we've had the turnout that we've had thus far, and I encourage everybody to continue to show up and vote.
So with that, I forgot. I always do, or I don't always do the due diligence.
Got to.
Listen, y'all. Let me let y'all know where y'all supposed to be shopping at. Hold on. I just saw boom. EasyCopy.io. I have been so busy, y'all, and shout out to all the work. In fact, I can't even pull that work out, but shout out to all the work, man. Y'all have been keeping me rolling, so I appreciate it. Orders been coming in and going out. I got signs for IHOP, Jimmy. I got you. Who else I got over there? Mr. Willard Davis with the Democratic Party. I got you, man. Listen, everybody, y'all know where to shop. EasyCopy.io. Appreciate y'all. We love y'all. All right, so look, the title of the video is a little clickbaity. But it's something that we actually want to talk about. It's something I want to talk about because apparently Kamala has this plan for black men now, and there's this whole discussion about black men, we the problem or we ain't the problem, or is there a problem? Why y'all got a problem? And so we're gonna talk about the problems. Yeah. Before we do all that, of course, I have to tell y'all what's going on in these streets. Hold on.
Have to.
What is there was some event actually that you was just showing me about. Did you want to talk
here?
About what's that?
Oh, the
something.
Oh, I forget what it was. Hold up.
Oh, real quick. I'm so sorry. That's right, David Maskey. I was supposed to tell y'all about David Maskey.
Yes.
This man hurt his leg badly. He's doing some recovery right now. But we are working to get David Maskey back on this show. Just on the show to talk about all the different stuff that he's got. This man sent me pictures. This man sent some stuff. I was like, oh Lord. So David Maskey is a disruptor. People have come to me from both sides saying, oh, David Maskey is this, he's that, whatever. What I do see from David Maskey is that he is a disruptor.
Yes.
And I like that kind of crap. Yes. I'm a disruptor.
Yeah.
But it's for good cause. It's for good. It's not for
Definitely for good cause, man. I hate that he was injured, man. He's really looking forward to coming. I know you got to just reschedule that at any point. But if you want to just know a little bit about David Maskey, just go to the website dcssreporter.com. Check out his website. He has the charts up there, the numbers, the actual data behind what he's saying. I think there was a article or a rebuttal, so to speak, from Ken Dyer about David Maskey's numbers and those being not accurate. Well, I can tell you the numbers that you see from Ken Dyer in the Dougherty County school system in the news are lies.
That 90% graduation rate, dog.
It ain't that. It ain't that. Lying. They lying.
I definitely want to have that conversation about the school board. We definitely going to talk about the local elections too, and the local situations. But that 90% graduation rate, y'all, when we see the proficiency testing and the numbers that we have here, obviously there's some kind of disconnect. The thing that I appreciate about David Maskey is that he is willing to put these numbers up front and in your face and say, here's the problem, let's do something about it. And the solution that he is proposing is to put money back into the classrooms. That right there is a better solution than, and with all due respect, Dr. Carolyn Hand, I love you, and I think you remind me of my mama, but we got to come together to discuss the issues is not a solution. And that is what was said in that debate. And that is not acceptable, unfortunately. And at the very least, we have David Maschke proposing a solution saying we're going to put money into these classrooms, back into these teachers. So because I be printing for teachers. Teachers be coming in here, so I be working with them. I give discounts and stuff. But anyway, look, we're gonna talk about that whole graduation. Please leave y'all comments about what y'all think about these numbers and
DCSS Reporter, DCSSreporter.com. That's David Maskey's site.
We're gonna talk about it. Listen, let's get real quick into these black men. I'm finna share the screen. We're finna
comments.
Yeah, we're finna share the screen real quick because Gary Chambers and Byron Donalds had a face-to-face.
Yes.
And what's it called now? In fact, it's Zen
10
Tez on 10 live.
They had a Tez
and
on
so
10.
Let me share this tab. So this is the full video here. If y'all want to actually check out the full video, it's an hour long. And Byron Donalds of Florida. He's a Republican representative down there, congressman. He is he big Trumper. He went and debated Mr. Gary Chambers of Louisiana, Democrat, but very outspoken. Both of them clearly very articulate.
Yeah, very articulate.
Man, listen, they know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
It's a very good exchange.
Definitely
get into it. But in here, there's points about black men and black men voting and all of that stuff that I want to highlight.
Their humanity, protecting their pockets and advancing their communities. Black people cannot put our humanity on the shelf for our pocketbook because they will kill you on the street like a dog, and then you're gonna call somebody like me to help get you justice. So the question is, listen to the people who fight for you every day. The good congressman represents a district that's majority white, but he tries to tell black people what to do. Y'all have a good evening.
Hold on, we're gonna pause right there. Because he brought up a few points real quick. Let me drop it back to the 40-something.
Carry out there that black men are going to the other side.
So we can break this whole thing out. So here's a black conservative, but you're not a Republican.
No, I'm not a Republican.
Independent.
I'm an independent. I mean, I think I have some conservative values through conversation and that sort of thing. But as far as what I relate to, I'm an independent. But I thought,
you're not voting for Kamala Harris.
No, I'm voting for Donald Trump.
So you disagree with the points that he's making?
Yeah.
About one that black men are not going to the other side, i.e., not going Republican.
So, and this is an argument that I do tell my Republican people, homies and partners that I do business with. It's not a mass migration. Like that's not even realistic. I don't care if it's Republicans leaving and going to the Democratic Party or anybody leaving the Democratic Party and going. It is not a mass migration. I think what we see in this election, it will be a larger number possibly of African-American black men that's voting for Donald Trump because for whatever reason, but their reasonings will be just for this election. This is not a lifelong, I'm jumping from Democrat to Republican. You have a lot of Republicans and Democrats that vote, cross the aisle all the time or jump and you see them on the side of the other side of the aisle all the time. It's not about a mass migration. I don't feel like it's a mass migration at all, but it is a problem that the Democratic Party has this year with their position on trying to engage with the black male at the ninth hour at that.
So all right, so here's let's real quick. Hold on, Hold on. We finna talk. We finna let Roland talk. I don't really care for Roland.
Me neither.
But let's hear his take because he's very left. So real before I even play this, because I haven't even heard the plan. I haven't even heard the Kamala Harris economic plan for black men or whatever. But I keep hearing that there's legalization of marijuana on the plan. And then also too, you for the defenders of the plan, they always like, well, what's Donald Trump's plan for black men? Where's Donald Trump's plan for black men? I feel like, all right, valid point, because I ain't heard one. But here's the thing. Black women specifically have been getting online critiquing black men. In fact, let me put it back big. Hold on, let me put it back big. Put it back big. Critiquing black men online for not just coming out strongly supporting Kamala, for critiquing Kamala's record, for holding Kamala accountable for various things, for demanding a plan of some kind from Kamala. And for some reason that makes black men the problem. But we see the result of that is that now we have Kamala Harris specifically trying to cater to, in some form or fashion, we're going to see, to black men. That is politics. That is mature politics. Yes. That is actually how you do it. You're not supposed to just have blind loyalty to a party, regardless of whether or not you get something. That's not how you do it. And that is how it's been done for a long time, which is why Malcolm X said we as a people are politically ignorant and politically immature. Yes. And once we gain that political maturity, then we'll be able to be self-determining. But so, that's my quick point. I want to hear from Roland. We want to hear from Roland, see what his plan is. But what are your thoughts on just the whole premise of the whole how black men have been regarded in relation to Kamala?
You should have went there because that's the actual interview.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's go to this one. Let's go to this one here.
I didn't get to watch it. I'm gonna tell you this. Let me tell you this. And again, this is something about Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris, and former President Trump. They both, when they go off script, both of them speak with their hands, right? Yeah. But you can tell which one is uncomfortable in going off script. And I'm not saying this because of anything about the teleprompter or nothing.
I pay 32 days.
Yeah, I pay specific attention to body language and what you're doing when you're speaking and that sort of thing. Because, that's just a part of me analyzing people. And that's everybody, right? But Kamala, when she start babbling, mumbling, and don't know what the fuck she talking about.
Nah.
She just be doing all this. And again, this ain't got nothing to do with no black, white, no none. I think Kamala Harris is a beautiful lady. I don't think she's an idiot or anything on that level, because in order to make it to this level, you have to have some type of smarts. I don't care what type of smarts or genius you had to have in order to be sitting in the seat of vice president. You had to know something.
What is that?
Regardless of how anybody feels about her or anything.
Valid.
Respectfully.
Valid.
But there is no way me paying attention to our presentation as a country, where we are, how I know the real world works, George Will. There is no way that I can vote for her and what's been going on, and there is nothing. Had Kamala put up a bigger or a better presentation, of course we understand why politically, why it wasn't. All right, cool. Unfortunately, that goes against her. You can't just throw her in an informed voter's face and expect them to have the energy like they want to act like we got energy. Like someone posted that's a damn lie. That's a damn lie. That energy ain't there.
That's real.
That energy is not there, and that's my problem.
That's the point.
They want us to act as though Kamala Harris has the
new Barack.
Is the new Barack. She is nothing like Barack.
That's real.
That is
like
it.
All right. Now, and thank you for that point, real quick, because the point you made about like that. She can't talk well. She can't speak from the heart well.
She cannot. Not as a leader. Not as a leader.
And when it comes to talking about these issues, let me back big again. when it comes to talking about these issues and speaking to issues with a heart where people feel like, oh, you really get it. She doesn't have that. Like, it doesn't come off genuine. That's just what it is. That and people, Black women feel however you want to feel about that. And I get it, because a lot of Black women identified themselves and their own personal struggles with Kamala Harris's campaign for presidency. I get it. The same way a lot of young Black men, including myself, identified with Barack Obama.
I voted for Barack the first time because he was Black.
There you go. Exactly.
So I ain't saying you right, wrong, or indifferent.
I get it.
I get it.
I get it.
Definitely get it.
So the problem is, though, she ain't it.
No.
And the thing is, my critique, I would never say, again, like you said, that she's not bright, that she's not whatever.
Yeah.
Clearly, you know, she knows what she's doing.
She got something, she knows what she's doing.
But she ain't for us.
She's not.
That's
for
my
us.
critique.
And it's specifically not the office of president.
That
you can look for all the good you want in every single interview, sit down, debate that she's done. That's not presidential. I'm not apologizing for what I expect from a president. It has nothing to do with her being a lady at all. We're not misogynistic like that. That's not the reason why I'm saying this. She's not presidential. Period. Point blank. She's not. She cannot. I can give you Kamala Harris's whole campaign spiel right now that she gonna say, probably with Roland Martin. I haven't watched this because I don't do Roland Martin either, but I've watched almost every other interview where she does the same thing, and it's a whole bunch of nothing. She can't tell you how to get what her opportunity economy looks like. She can't tell you anything past capping insulin for $35 for seniors. She can't tell you more than the $2,000 they'll have to pay max on Medicaid and that sort of thing. She can always talk about you don't have to, a leader ain't who you beat down, it's who you build up and all of that bullshit. She can tell you about the tax credit, the small business. Let me say this.
Unburdened by
what's been unburdened. All that shit. Y'all can say what y'all want to say in terms of Kamala Harris. You can say what you want to say, and we're not dogging her as a person. But as the person running for the Democratic, as the Democratic nominee for president, this is not it. She cannot hold herself in interviews in no way, shape, form, or fashion. She's terrible.
So my issue is that she's having to create a Black agenda now because she has not had one before, which tells you that she is not for us.
But
she's having to create this Black agenda now. Why is it now that you're having to create, policies that actually reflect the people that you claim you from, when you actually have a candidate like Dr. Cornel West, who who he represent? You don't have to question where his policies come from and who they are going to be benefiting. But now, like, y'all want us to think, that Kamala Harris is for us, but she's just now having to put together a Black agenda, which, from what I'm hearing, isn't necessarily even strictly a Black agenda. It really it benefits everybody.
It's not a Black
agenda. Let's hear it.
Usually this, the clip. Here. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't do anything specifically for African Americans.
Yeah.
But folk don't talk about what you said right before when you said that public policy that benefits Black folks, it benefits everybody else.
Right.
Even we look at historically Civil Rights Act, Voting Rights Act.
See, and this the coonery I don't like about this nigga here. Let's go back, because he made the point and then he want to coon about it. Hold on. Let's be honest. That's one thing.
I mean, I think
Vice President, here, ready to bring the funk?
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Let's get right to it. Okay. Right before I walked out there, someone posted a clip, and usually the clip. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't do anything specifically for African Americans. But folk don't talk about what you said right before when you said that public policy that benefits Black folks, it benefits everybody else.
Yeah, but that ain't the question. The question is what you're going to do for Black people. You answer that in a roundabout way. Everything that benefits the trickle down.
But I want to bring attention to the contradiction right there of the point to say to which everybody acknowledges that she made this statement, including him now, that I'm not going to do anything specifically for Black people. So then why make the statement that policies for Black people are good for everybody then, if you're not going to do anything for Black people?
If you're not
like that, but y'all want to accept this
and
stupid talk.
Y'all keep twisting it as though somebody is putting words in her mouth.
That,
She's saying these things. Her team is
even
allowing her to go out here and look crazy.
And so we got to be honest about what we are hearing, y'all. We can't just accept foolish imaginary reality just because we want it to be that. We got to be real.
Historically, Civil Rights Act, Voting Rights Act.
I'm trying to get
it actually didn't just impact the African Americans, it impacted everyone else. But talk about that, because so many people have only clipped that one part without understanding the public policy implications.
That's too bad. That's too bad. I'm sorry to hear that. Right. So you know that I mean, going back even before, but Dr. King was very clear, right? If you have certain policies that recognize, one, that not everybody starts out on the same base. If you have public policy, and I'm talking about economic public policy specifically at this point, but if you have public policy that recognizes historical barriers, and what we need to do then to overcome, first speak truth about them and then overcome them, that in the process of doing that, not only are you directly dealing with the injustices and the legal and procedural barriers that have been focused on Black folks, but by eliminating those barriers, everyone actually benefits, right? And I know that to be true. So my policies include what I know is going to have a profound impact on Black folks around economic policy, but everyone will benefit from them. I intend to create, as president, what I have named an opportunity economy that taps into the ambition for the clothes that are necessary to.
I'm trying to find
the details. The house, whatever. And they bring in the appraiser. The appraiser looks around, looks at the family pictures, and appraises it for less than it's worth. The family knows that. They're not stupid.
The Black folks got to remove photos.
So
books,
then they
DVDs,
remove photos and everything else, right? They remove all
the blackness.
All of that. And then they ask a white family that's a friend of theirs, come in, they put up their pictures, and the house gets appraised for more. Racial bias, we're taking that on for the first time. And I want to give due credit to former Secretary of HUD, Marcia Fudge, for being a leader on that.
All right, that was
Aspire to have a home or buy a.
All right, I think I'm gonna need to find the cliff notes.
You're gonna have to find the cliff notes, but I'm gonna tell you this:
who are supporters of school trust
for everybody. And again, I ain't on this. I'm not on this, but this is something that I talk about when you try to demonize a people for not agreeing with you. For everybody that want to talk about this Black thing and all of this and Black, like, listen. This is some real Dr. Umar type stuff right here.
Wait, what's Dr. Umar stuff?
Look, Dr. Umar. Look. How can we have everybody shooting for the Black lady that only ain't got the Black husband? I ain't saying look, y'all trying to chastise Black men. I ain't talking about me. But y'all trying to act like she only ain't got the Black husband. And I'm not on that. But if y'all standing on blackness, see, that's what I'm saying. If y'all standing on blackness and we want to talk about Black men and all that, like, where's her responsibility? You trying to tell me we finna have a Black lady again? I don't care what you call Kamala Harris at all. What I remember was that she was an Asian American, first Asian American South Asian man, to do X, Y, and Z. I remember that. See, again, if you don't pay attention to this stuff, they'll tell you this stuff is a lie or it never happened or it's misinformation, which a lot of you Facebook warriors like to use these days. She stated publicly in the past, and go and get her book. I don't want to help sell the book, but hey, go and get the book and let's see if she talk about how much of a great Black family she came up in. This ain't got none. Unfortunately, they get to use these things in politics, but it's factual nevertheless. And these are the things. It's not about the Black or white with me. It's the fact of, in politics, you have to be a lot more transparent than you would normally be. You don't get away with some refer to anybody asking me about my Blackness. Why? Barack Obama did.
Barack Obama definitely he was definitely outspoken about his blackness. All right, so one thing too though that I wanna say is I want to I guess bring back to the point about getting what you need politically from whoever it is.
Whoever.
And if people are critiquing black men for withholding their support of a candidate, but then we get the results of actually getting a plan, you have to critique yourself. If you've been a Democrat your whole life, but you can't point to the benefit for your people, where we still have mass incarceration, we still have mass health disparities, we still have black maternal health disparities, we still have all of these huge problems, we still have these food deserts, we still have poor education, we still have all of these things that are going on, and you need to work with it. You need to check on that. You need to check on that. Like you might. There's a situation going on. Hold on. All right. Anyway, real quick, y'all. I'm trying to figure out what the economic plan is for Black.
Harris has unveiled a new economic agenda that is specifically tailored to Black men.
All right.
The plan includes forgiving 1 million business loans, creating more apprenticeships, and studying diseases that disproportionately impact African-American men. The opportunity agenda for Black men also includes legalizing recreational marijuana to create a booming industry. Harris announced the plan in the battleground state of Pennsylvania, which she visited for the 10th time this election season. The announcement comes days after former President Barack Obama criticized Black men in person, saying they weren't fond of the idea of having a woman as president.
And then up with all kinds of reasons and excuses.
Somebody
I've got a problem with it because part of it makes me think, I'm speaking to men directly, part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president.
No, I ain't feeling
and you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for that.
I'm not feeling that.
This
so in fact,
contentious remarks followed growing concerns of eroding support among Black men for Kamala Harris just weeks before the November 5th election. Recent polls show that Black men are less enthusiastic about the Democratic presidential ticket, and they may sit out this election or support former President Donald Trump.
You have to be careful with recognizing that African American men have the same needs as any other male in voting, making decisions for their family, having wealth for their children, economic issues, cost of food. And so you don't want to offer like a carrot, as a bait for people to vote for you and not really pay attention to what the issues are. And so it could be.
All right, we're gonna let you talk in just a second. So let's get real, y'all. Let's get real, because there's propaganda, there's strong propaganda that has been pervasive throughout this entire election season. And it, for me, my experience, personal experience as an independent voter, an independent thinker, is that the strong propaganda of how you should think has come much harder from the Democratic side, telling you that you should be afraid of Donald Trump, be afraid of Project 2025, be afraid of this, be afraid of that. Oh, now y'all must just be afraid of a woman president. Y'all afraid? Like, no, why is it that there's this level of disrespect for Black men to belittle us so much to think that we can't think for ourselves? Like, no, like that's very disrespectful. We don't want this woman. There is nothing wrong with a woman leader
at all.
We are just fine with that.
She was good.
But this woman has put more Black people in prison than she can ever save with this whatever new legislation she claims to have. And that's the reality. And y'all want to pull up whatever new article that Google has algorithmically put at the top to show you that, oh no, Kamala Harris didn't put Black people in jail or put people in jail. When I've actually bookmarked, thank God, several articles where people have gone through listing all the names of people that have had to go and countersue because of wrongful prosecution from Kamala Harris. Like, we can't be just naive to reality. And that's my problem, is that the reality is we're telling you as black men, as black people, that she's not for us. She's not speaking to our issues. She wants to continue sending money to Israel because she's married to a white Jew.
And Ukraine.
Exactly, because she's married to a white Jew. How does that benefit me? Where am I in that? I'm not representing in that.
And I ain't even on no reparations conversation. That ain't my thing. But she don't want to talk about that. She said it got to be some more studies for that.
She don't want to give no reparations.
She don't want to do none of that.
Where am I representing?
And again, where is the representation of our people? This is not it. Because she has a shade of skin closest to ours does not mean just because they skin folks.
Don't mean they kinfolk.
Please, man, we already know this.
So look,
particular are turning away from the Biden-Harris administration as their experiences are not reflected in the policies.
There we go. Right now, hence why now we have an agenda for black men. So again, just to reiterate that, this is how you do politics. Yes. Y'all critiquing us, but we're getting the results that y'all wish y'all could get. And the thing is, we understand even more so though that this is just pandering.
Yes.
They're not gonna do anything. They're gonna kneel in the rotunda with the kente cloth, and then they're gonna go about their day.
Period.
Let's hear what this black man got to say. And we're gonna hear what you got.
I would definitely vote for Trump. The reason why I would vote for Trump, Trump is offering more tangibles that some or most Black Americans think that will benefit our community, such as immigration. The way immigration is running under the Democratic.
You know what? Somebody made a post and said, I've not heard yet somebody say, I was a fruit picker to them immigrants showed up. I was a fruit picker to them immigrants showed up. I haven't heard that either. Honestly, the immigration thing isn't as big an issue for our communities down here as it is for others, but that's the thing. So, but what's how do you feel about it?
Let me explain.
Let's hear it.
It's bigger than we know.
Okay.
Because I want you to understand, Georgia has a large number of illegal and legal immigrants in the state they stay off the grid for the most part. But I learned that a few years ago through experiences going, having it literally on the back roads of these small counties. There are troves of Hispanic communities that's thriving, and they do that type of hard work, picking fields, doing the construction, that sort of thing. Those aren't the people that are the problem.
Yeah.
They ain't the people. The people that's illegal and coming over here is the problem with the border. But again, this is my thing with that, and that's why I don't get into it. The border will never be fixed. The border is a business deal amongst the United States and Mexico. The flow of drugs that they say will never be fixed. This has been going on since the Sinaloa cartel and all of that. They still doing it. How are they still doing it 60 years down the line? And you still see them getting caught with beds on the back of the truck and ties made up. It is a deal. This is my opinion. Do your own research.
And that's what I was going to say.
It is a deal amongst somewhere, our government and Mexico's government to continue that. If you don't even think on that long, if it's possible, just look at what the CIA is and what they do. They create our enemies.
Now you're talking on levels.
Yeah. Let me get off of that.
You're on whole other levels right now.
We'll come back down.
But with everything that you're saying, the points you're making, I thought he was knocking. We've got unfortunately, as what people keep telling me, a binary choice. Cornel West is on the ballot in the state of Georgia.
Yeah.
The point I want to make is, again, Harris is now having to create a black agenda because she has not had one. Where we have other people like Cornel West, where we don't have to question what community they represent and what they're trying to do and who they're trying to benefit. So when this gentleman here, this Chris Edwards here, speaking about Trump is giving tangibles about what he can deliver for black folks here, that's the reality that we dealing with here. We have to learn how to actually research politically.
Yeah.
You cannot be afraid to go to the other side and hear what the other side is talking about. The Sun Tzu, The Art of War, says you have to know what you have to know what your enemy has, and that is how you know victory. If you only know what you have but don't know what the enemy has, then you may know victory. If you don't know what nobody has, then you won't know victory. But it's simple stuff like that. But that's how you have to do it. Go to Fox News, go to these other different conservative platforms and listen to what these people are saying. Listen to the information that is presented and then dissect it from there. But don't allow another institution to tell you to be afraid of these other people that you don't have necessarily a reason to be afraid of. Take your time and actually explore what the heck is going on, because when you do and you flip that cover back, you start to see both sides a lot better. So
benefits such as Medicaid, Medicare, DHS, they're receiving all these benefits that so many our elders, our retired military that may be homeless, and the regular homeless people, they can't get these benefits, but we're giving it to people who never put into the system. So that's a huge problem for me, and I know a few other people.
Do y'all understand?
Now that's
meanwhile during a rally in Pennsylvania on
the amount of money that our country has sent to other countries, specifically Ukraine. You got to remember, and I don't know if a lot of y'all do, this is how serious it is. Our treasury misplaced $60 billion going over to Ukraine. This was last year, right at 2022, 2023. They misplaced, don't know where it went. $60 billion. That type of money is being misplaced in the transaction. They're sending 400 billion, 250 more billion dollars. And our people are not being able to be taken care of in our country. Now, there are a number of different levels of funding and how things are funded and that sort of thing. So it's not a zero-sum game. Like, you really got to be educated on how the money works. But
no, one thing too that I want to make a point, because with this money that is not going to FEMA, or that and these North Carolinians that are suffering and dealing with whatever all the catastrophe they dealing with.
Yes.
There is money that the president has that he can do by executive order and spend on whatever the heck the president wants to spend it on. Reparations could have happened 1,000,000 times over. Biden could have executive ordered reparations into law a while ago and made money appear like he's making it appear and go to Ukraine. A lot of that junk is executive order. They're bypassing Congress. Some of it, they got to get it through Congress as these deals. But a lot of this stuff, the weapons and the different other things, the resources, executive order, send it over. They're not even approving it in Congress. He has the power. The president has the power to do that, and they're not doing it for black people.
Look up the executive orders for the past 8 weeks when we haven't been seeing Joe Biden publicly and all of that. You'll be surprised how many executive orders and what these executive orders are that have been passed over the last 8 weeks, 6-8 weeks. They're not talking about this. They talk about, the biggest celebrity in the world, and that's Donald Trump, all day on TV and stuff, but they're not talking about everything that's going on behind the scenes.
And one part of it is with voter education. We need to know what the function of all these parts of government are. And because we are politically ignorant and politically immature as a people, we just take things at the surface level, and that's we're the jokes in the political system.
For real.
Because as opposed to doing what black men are doing now, black people in mass have just been in fact, like my man Chris Nellums in South Carolina say, we've been victim to Charlie Brown politics, where here we are every 4 years. Here go Lucy, the Democrats holding this football up, saying, we're going to let you kick it this time. This time, trust us. We got you this time. And here go black folks, Charlie Browning it up. We running, we finna get them reparations this time. We finna get everything we should have been getting. And we got dang land on flat on our back every time. When are we going to stop playing the Charlie Brown politics? And so black men are saying now we've had enough of the Democrats not coming through on anything that they've promised for all these years. we're going to hedge our bets with somebody else. Now, for me, I don't think that the Republicans are the answer. I think independents are the answer. Third party politics are the answer, whereby you have a candidate like RFK Jr., the only one talking about taking on the FDA and the CDC about the poisons that they allow in our medicines and our foods. Like that right there, the only candidate actually talking about the chronic disease epidemic that we have in this country and how we can actually take on the institutions that are making that a problem. Man, and so that right there, that's what third party politics gets you, because they're not bought and funded by the same people. Yeah. Like doggone it. What's these the military industrial complex?
Yes, that's all that this money going to Ukraine is that is a scheme, a Ponzi scheme.
That money comes right back to Lockheed, right back to what's the other
Lockheed Martin and
Hershey,
and Halliburton and Halliburton. Listen, that is again, please do your own research. Don't just take Adam and I's word for this, please. Do some extensive research, and I know that might be a little over your head, but just make some notes. You hear something like that's the military industrial complex may be a money scam. How?
Listen,
they're going washing money in Ukraine and bringing that thing back. Zelensky is a paid actor, not a real president like our president is, like we perceive the president. He's an actor, not actor for real, but he is really an actor. He's really an actor, but in that position, he is doing what they need him to do. He's able to cipher money off of these deals, make sure he gets X, Y, and Z, and the rest of the money is coming right back over here through crypto and blockchain, and people don't even understand where we're going with that and how they're doing this. This is why all that money keep going over there, because you can't tell me after you do your own research why we're even participating in the Ukrainian war.
Come on, Dad. In fact, and I keep. There's so many points to make. There's so many levels. Because there's a lady I'm subscribed to. I'm not even sure. Well, I know I'm pretty sure I got subscribed to on YouTube. Karen Hunter.
You ain't got no comment?
We don't have no comment. People just been tuning in and watching and chilling. People coming in and out. But so, one thing that Karen Hunter made the point. Now you done threw me off. What I was saying? What was it talking about?
We were just talking about the man. I don't remember what you were going to say about the lady. I got thrown on too for a second. I looked up there. Anyway, we'll come back to it.
Let's see what the rest of this report has to say about the point.
Monday, Donald Trump celebrated the increasing support from the Black community, adding that if he wins the swing state, he will in fact win the whole ball game.
Tell you what, our poll numbers have gone through the roof. With Black and Hispanic have gone through the roof. And I like that. I like that.
Hey,
we win Pennsylvania. We win this great Commonwealth. We are going to win the whole ball game.
Embellishment is at an all-time high. They're going to say that the numbers are incredibly high for Trump, for Republican voters. Then they're going to say that the numbers are incredibly low for Trump voters on the Democrat side. Like, they're going to embellish like crazy, man. The reality is Black African-American men usually vote on the Republican side at a clip of about 9 to 13% normally. That's normally. In the last election, they voted at the 14 to 18% clip and that sort of thing. Now they're saying, but based off of that data, which is why it's important for us to get these polls and everything in, data is important. The data is saying the data is showing the same thing, but political points, they just embellish. Oh man, we got so many Black men coming over to the Republican Party. No, I'm not a Republican. Yeah, I'm voting for Trump, but I'm not a Republican, and I ain't coming over to the Republican Party. Neither am I coming over to the Democratic Party. You know why? Because they both full of shit. At the end of the day, as a president, me knowing my personal, this is not you. I'm not campaigning for Trump, campaigning to you. I ain't trying to convince you to vote for who I vote for. I don't care. My personal position on why I voted for Trump is my reasoning. I'm not trying to convince anybody, nor argue with nobody. I don't give a damn if you don't like me because of it. I probably don't like you neither. But it's like he's president ready versus what we have. Oh, and another thing. There are a few more write-in options on the ballot if you don't want to go and vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris or Cornel West. There are like 6 or 7 write-in options that you should see on your on a notice when you go in to vote that gives you different options. I saw a write-in for District 6 here in Georgia, up in Atlanta, John Lewis's old district. It's a lady that I sat down with, was going to represent her, but decided not to. She's in District 6. You see her write in. You can write her in. I ain't saying her name. She ain't getting no call from me. She running in District 6. She running it. You can write her in District 6. I don't know if she's running or not. And the reason why, I'm going to tell you this. I don't want to give light to candidates that don't know how to be or don't listen on how to be a candidate. A lot of these candidates coming in thinking that they know how to run a campaign, and they don't. A lot of the things you think as a regular individual that the people that vote care about, they actually don't care about it. So you got to be reachable or teachable in this case on things. You know what I'm saying? And she won't want to listen. I don't want to, give up I ain't trying to say nothing negative about it, but she ain't ready.
Well, I remember the point I was gonna make.
Gotcha.
We was talking about. Go ahead, say that. We was talking about this war in Gaza, and on this Karen Hunter show, this lady, and just like other Democrats, can't fathom not voting for a Democrat if you're black, and for whatever reason, they have this idea that the Democrats are the only thing keeping black people alive in America, and if a Democrat isn't in office, the whole world's gonna end. But we lived through George Bush. We made it through Reagan. Doggone it. We made it through Donald Trump even. So that whole fear-mongering thing. But one other point that she made too, and she was like, "You're not gonna vote for Harris because of what? Because of Gaza?" And she said it like in a very disrespectful, belittling, way. And I said, I left a comment on there. I said, yeah, you're right. A lot of people are not going to vote for Kamala Harris specifically because of Gaza. But and it's more so it's because of the loss of life, but also too because of the loss of money. Yes. We see both of these things as not in our best interest. And whether you like it or not, Trump is the candidate that's saying stop the wars, stop people from dying. That's the reality of that. And too many Democrats are not willing to be honest about the fact that the Democratic Party of today is not the Democratic Party of yesterday.
That's why Dick Cheney endorsing Kamala Harris, because he's a warmonger.
The Democratic Party of today is now the party of warmongers, is now the party of big pharma, the party of big corporate interests, big ag, big tech. That's the Democratic Party now. And with all of that, they don't have room for black people's interests because they worry about everybody else's interests. And so now they're creating this black agenda, which in this report, I don't even think we really got the specifics.
It's no specific.
It's such an important place. And we relate. And we are up in the polls fairly nice.
So Kamala Harris leading Donald Trump by 1 point in Pennsylvania.
They gotta stop.
And by 3 points nationally.
Y'all got
for nearly 5 decades, black men have historically voted overwhelmingly for different.
And please understand what these pollings. First of all, you can't just depend on pollings. But I can explain if you go back and listen at election statistician that's done these numbers, how the numbers trend. And we ain't talking about just your polls you see on your average news station and that sort of thing. It just depends on what company or brand or individual does those specifically. But the ones that hold weight, the real ones that hold weight that you're not seeing on your everyday news, they're not going to show you that Kamala Harris is getting mollywopped right now. It's not. They're not going to show you. You know what that entails? It does for an opposing party is that doesn't excite them about going out to vote. They will sit at home. If I knew you was getting beat by 8 points, if I knew you was getting beat by 7 or 8 points, I ain't wasting my time.
That's valid point.
Real talk. If you knew how these points, if you knew how these polling points, these margins really work, where they're saying that Kamala has these leads and stuff, She
Or it's
does
a slim
not,
margin or
or
whatever.
slim. She
Yeah,
does
nah.
not
That's real.
have those margins
And
at all.
to that point, we have to, like I always say, be aware of the propaganda that's at play with that, because he's making a very valid point about the way they present this information to make it seem like, oh, it's a nail biter, it's so close, oh my gosh, I gotta get out here, I gotta talk about it, I gotta influence people, I gotta da so we can get out ahead. And so we see that in action, and that's a valid point to be aware of whenever you see any of these numbers. Because I just saw a poll earlier today that said the exact opposite of what this poll has on the screen. It said that, oh, Donald Trump is actually up a percentage point. And so it matters your sources, it matters all of that, which is why I say do not be afraid to go to the other side.
Please.
And figure out and listen to what other people are saying. For me, it was listening to why are Republicans so angry about it at Biden? I was so angry at this, so angry at that. And I'm listening to their points, and I'm listening to the things that they're saying, and it's like, well, yeah, that makes sense. Then you know what?
I feel like it's very hard to. This is what I told my people I was talking about. Like, if you decide to stick with the Democratic Party and you're that's not the problem, right? But to argue against facts on what's happened over the last 3.5+ years under this administration, you have got to be more realistic about it. I'm not saying everything is Joe Biden's and his administration's fault. I'm not saying Trump doesn't have his responsibility in what has happened and where we are. I'm not saying Barack Obama. Every president has their piece in this, because we don't actually see the things that our presidents really do when it comes to legislation and all the laws and things that they change, executive orders, until they're out of office for the most part, unless they're able to get a second term. Then you can be able to start seeing things happen faster. But what I am saying, over the last 3.5 years, I heard Kamala Harris, and you go back and you please watch the interviews that she did. You probably it's in the Brett Barr interview, and understand Brett Barr, just because he's on Fox, is not trying to give Kamala Harris the business. If you look up Brett Barr run down Trump and all the insults he had told to fellow Republicans on his interview, you would see.
And staying with the U.S.
type of, side just because they're on Fox. But if you go and you listen at her, she says a couple of times in them interviews that Donald Trump has to take responsibility. You can't run from your responsibility of your administration. Well, you can't either, baby. Y'all been in power 3.5 years, and you want me to expect that you're gonna do something different. And you just told us on national TV that you wouldn't do anything different than what Joe Biden did. And also, why? It is a fact. I don't care how they spin it. Everybody that's up there talking about Joe Biden is this, that, and the third was the same person that lied to you and told you Joe Biden was in the right capacity, in the healthiest form. He's the best, and now he gone. They ousted him. Those same people that lied and said Joe Biden is good. He good. Now they've outed him as the Democratic nominee for president. And y'all are not paying those things attention. These are in your face. And hold on, let me say one more thing. The thing I hated in her speech too, my economists have told me that my plan for the economy will increase the economy, and Donald Trump's will hurt it. Baby, you saying the same thing Joe Biden said 3.5 years ago, and we see where we at. You asking them same economists. I don't want to rock with you. You rocking with the same people, but you say you're not. You have to take accountability for what you are a part of. This is the Biden-Harris administration. Now you want to separate and say, for one, I'm gonna follow the law. But will you do executive order for certain things because you have the power to do that? I'm gonna follow the law. What type of cheap cop-out shit is that for the president to say?
Man, look, we getting up close to the hour mark, man.
Yeah,
we're at the 55-minute mark coming up. There's so much to say, but one thing I want to come round about concluding on is it is in everyone's best interest to toughen up your skins, to be able to hear opposing ideas without reacting in fear and reacting in a defensive way. You have to be able to hear somebody else's challenging, opposing opinion, thought, or idea without becoming fearful, aggressive, turn it into a joke,
or a fight,
letting your ego get hurt and damaged.
Listen, I'm
all of that.
You
like, especially if we having this discussion about uplifting our people, and we all have the same goal of bettering the lives of Black people. And you have some Black people telling you, and this is like the rape situation. This is like that, like what Black people deal with in families all the time. You have somebody telling you this so-and-so touched me, and this one hurt me. This person harmed me in the family. But because y'all we got to be family. You still got to just be around this person. You still got to love them regardless. And we gonna sweep that under the rug and forget about all the harm that this person has done. And in this analogy, it's the Democratic Party that has harmed these people, that has not come through on their promises, that has done all these different things that they shouldn't have done, and done things that doggone nobody asked for. And we're telling y'all as Black people and the family, these folks have hurt us. And y'all sitting there talking about, you still got to sit here and love them and deal with this for me. This is a gift. I'm so blessed. Get out my face. What you talking about? Oh, snap. Oh, I'm a winner. I'm a winner. I don't know what y'all are. But look, but that's my point, though. We have to listen to your Black people, okay? Instead of writing folks off, instead of trying to talk folks and shame people into staying on the plantation, listen to what they're saying is on the other side of that fence. When you get over there, listen to what that is. Be willing to don't be afraid is the thing. Don't be afraid. Don't listen to the fear mongering. If you have a leader that is trying to instill fear in you, telling you that you should be afraid of something, that's not a leader. Nope. They're trying to control and manipulate you, because a leader does not instill fear. They instill hope. They instill courage. They instill whatever you need to succeed. They don't give you cowardice. Yes. So if your leadership is feeding you cowardice, telling you to be afraid of anything or anybody, Donald Trump or anything, they're not leaders. Point blank period. If a Kamala Harris is telling you be afraid, she's not a leader. Because what kind of a leader tells you be afraid of this? Who are you? Aren't you going to do some protecting? Aren't you supposed to be there to do something? I shouldn't be afraid if you my leader. Yeah. But no, there's no leadership there. We have to be clear and honest about what we've experienced from the Democrats, which is a lot of false promises, a lot of empty promises, a lot of, we need to study reparations, but you don't need to study these billions of dollars you sending to everybody else. Nah. So we got to be real about it. The Democrats do not have your best interests at heart. The Republicans do not have your best interests at heart. Independent candidates more so have your best interests at heart, but you have your best interests at heart. So you need to build up your own communities. That is where it starts. If we invest in ourselves, like Malcolm X said 60 years ago, we can change the tide. That's my conclusion. T.O., bring us out of here, man. What you got to say?
Let me give y'all two things, man. Y'all go and make sure, if y'all get a chance, go and watch Congressman Byron Donalds and Gary Chambers' exchange on education and problems in our community. I do want to say one thing. Check that out on 10s on 10. There's a comment that we did play at the end where Gary Chambers says that Byron Donalds is he's won a mostly white district, but he's trying to tell our Black people what to do. I think that's super, super hypocritical, and it goes back to what Adam was saying and what I stand on. There's no reason for us to be divisive, although we can have discourse without being divisive. There is no reason for us to go at each other in that tone. To say that the congressman represents an all-white district so he can't tell or relate to Black people is hypocrisy. I look at it as the same thing as we expect of our athletes and superstars and movie stars that move away from the hood, and then y'all expect them to come back to the hood and pour into the hood. Now, our Gary Chambers specifically, go do your own research. Gary Chambers ran in a majority Black community, a majority Black parish, or district in their area. I think it's called parishes also in Louisiana. He ran in a majority black district and lost.
Why did he lose, Terrence?
Because our people, and he go back and look at why he said he lost. It was because of the turnout that he got from our people. So I feel like it's hypocrisy, and I think it's a slap in the face if I'm a black political superhero, because now you could be a superhero as an artist, a rapper, or basketball player, but my job, my area is politics. I'm able to go across the aisle, the racial aisle, and get majority of white people to vote for me for this position, but it is a problem for you all. I don't think that adds up. A person being able to cross over and deal with all nationalities regardless and relate to a group enough to get them voted in, and they're the opposite color, as we say, sometimes we are at a disadvantage. But when we're in majority white districts and we can get elected, regardless of what party it is, our people are being received as a whole. So to say that he represents a majority white district, but wants to come back and talk, does his blackness go away because he now was he not born black? Did he not have a black experience? Regardless if it's yours or not, because he reps a white district, hypocrisy like a mug. But y'all go check that out. I think it's a good exchange. Also, something that is important is us being able to have a lightened up conversation in politics. Y'all check out some of these correspondence dinners that they have in DC. They had the Al Smith fundraising dinner last night. Look, it is a roast. There are all roasts. No one, as it looks, for the most part, takes offense to these roasts. Everybody gets roasted. Everybody. Donald Trump got roasted by the host. The host roasted everybody in there. Mayor Willie Adams was there. Chuck Schumer is there. JFK is there. Roger Goodell is there.
Eric Adams.
Eric.
I said Willie Adams.
Our mayor was up.
Willie Adams.
But they were all in there. If you look at it, it is dopely funny and uplifting, and you get to see how they actually are. People in DC are not enemies like they are on TV. They don't dislike each other like they look on TV. That is for shits and giggles. That is for TV. They are not like that after they get off of the TV. They kick it. They respect each other. They rock with each other. They at each other's weddings and kids, graduations, all of that, all while we're not talking to our family members, our brothers and sisters, and they over there kicking it. We got to get off that, man. We love y'all.
Listen, appreciate you. Hey, also too, man, we didn't even plug you down. We've been winning so hang hard. Full disclosure.
Full disclosure, man. Election night, 7 p.m. until live. We got live election results. Hey, if you want to help with full disclosure, we need correspondences all over the area. Exactly. I don't care if you in North New York, North Carolina. We need correspondences. We need cats in Albany. We're gonna have some poll runners. We're gonna get you some updated numbers faster than WALB. Yo, WALB, watch how we do this. Watch how we do this. It's not finna be it. I'm personally taking the shot, and I used to work at WALB, so it ain't like they don't know. We gonna show you how to do this. We're gonna have updates on the regular, 30 minutes rolling in, giving you updated numbers, and we're gonna make sure we talking to the candidates. If you want to be on the Full Disclosure Show, 7 p.m. until we live.
Yeah, and I'm supposed to talk with Miss Irma Young Wilburn as well about this farming program that she's got coming up in November. So there's a lot that we're gonna be talking about. In fact, actually, that's gonna be next Wednesday. I'm talking with Miss Irma Young Wilburn. We still got to reschedule for David Maschke. It's a lot to talk about. Can't wait to do it all. We've been busy. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Stay blessed. Stay beautiful.
All right.
Oh, see, I didn't set the outro. Oh, I did set the outro.
When you need more than a simple solution. When you need the best quality at the best prices. When you need a hero to save your business. You know there's only one name you can trust. Easy Copy. We make business marketing easy. Subscribe to the Easy Life at easycopy.io.